What is happening, crew? Welcome to the crypto hotline this morning. We are welcome to take any of your comments and calls. Please feel free to keep the excitement flowing throughout the broadcast. Real quick before we get going, read an awesome quote this morning. This is from Crypto for Life, our friend 68J. Your authenticity is your superpower. Don't hide it, celebrate it, and let it illuminate your path. And as always, facts, baby. Facts.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love me
Thank
some
you for that.
68J, man.
Love your inspiration, brother.
Yes. Yes.
Is there anything else that's inspired you this morning, Dad? Is there anything?
That's it. I think we'll just call it a show. Not much happening, really.
Not really.
Crypto's in the tank. Everybody's, crying all week long. And
Yeah, we should probably sell all of it,
Crockett, yeah. Should have sold it all last week.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah.
That was a bad call on your part. That you just hit delete. Just get out now.
That's
with all the other
scam.
things.
Yeah. Been talking ourselves into it for years. It's probably.
Dude, somebody sent me this video of a very credible YouTube crypto channel. And the guys are like, I think this time is different. And I think we're going to have a massive pullback. And I see $30,000 Bitcoin. And I was like,
yikes.
What are you talking? Like, how would that possibly happen? Unless they're hurling bombs at each other, in the world, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, do you understand the buying pressure that happens when it drops $10,000? Do you understand how many people want it now at full price? Like Mr. Saylor is buying $1 billion, $1.5 billion. He bought, what was it, 40,000 Bitcoin the other day? Something stupid like that. I was like, what? At full price, dude. He paid 97,000 for them or something. He doesn't buy when it drops. He just, dude, it's Monday. I'm buying.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you doing this morning, son?
Dad, I'm doing so good, Dad. Thank you. Life's good, man. Peeps are good. Want to send some love to my friend Andrew. Hope you feel better, brother. How are you doing, Dad? How we
good? Good. I've been.
The truck's getting built out, so that's good.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
The truck's getting built out.
Yes, so the Crypto Crew truck is coming along. Do you guys think anybody would understand if I put CPT Crew? Think anyone would understand what CPT is or no?
I don't love it.
Really.
I don't love it, Dad.
I was gonna go XRP Crew, but it's kind of hanging your name on it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit much, but
it's a little homer.
Anyway,
it's a little homer.
The truck is coming along really well. And thanks for asking.
Yeah, what is CPT? Well, Captain. Yeah, Captain.
That's what I was going with.
I like it.
It can be Captain or it can be, crypto or whatever you want to make it. Yeah.
El Capitan.
Yeah. So we're, of course, the big news this morning was the tweet that's seen around the world. And True Social was, somebody sent it to me. I shouldn't say somebody, 10 of you sent it to me, and I thank all of you.
Yes.
The first person to get it to me was Solar Sam, actually. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, wow. I love the way it's worded because it leaves like already I've heard a couple of people who are kind of anti-Bitcoin and rah their coin already say it didn't include Bitcoin. And I'm like, yeah, but the way it was written was including. You have to, well, the way it was written was including these coins. So when you
Yeah,
include something, there's an assumption that there was something already there, right?
yeah. Well, so I went back and reread it, and I don't know
Yeah.
if there was an. I think he amended it afterwards. Is like, of course, I think Bitcoin and Ethereum's fantastic. And that'll, of course, those will be on the books. That's essentially the gist of it.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously the big one, XRP, Solana, and Cardano, um, which is just amazing. It's amazing.
Really,
Really are.
the interesting part for me about those three in particular are essentially Cardano and Solana are the same coin. Well, they're not the same coin, but they do essentially the same thing. So that told me it's kind of an all-inclusive deal here. This group, this thing that they're going to put together is going to be multiples of utility. In other words, if that
Right.
makes sense. And it's not just going to be, in fact, if you want to multiples, I'm going to say that probably even Litecoin and Bitcoin's going to be in there, I would guess, at this point. Anyway, yeah, somebody sent me that too. He later tweeted that BTC and ETH as well. But
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting to me because he's really kind of promoted this America thing. And actually, if you really look deep into Cardano, it's out of Hong Kong. We won't get into that. But, and then if you really look deep into Ethereum, I believe it's Switzerland, isn't it? I believe it's originally from Switzerland. I don't know that it's still there. But anyway, those are kind of, place of origin doesn't necessarily mean that's where your company is now, or your faith lies, if you will. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the choices, Dad, too, because they're obviously huge projects. They're all in the top 10 right now. Is it because of that? Is it because of how much liquidity is in it? Or is it also all three where it's how functional they are and how it's function.
Yes, and yes. All three of those. Exactly.
I mean,
and somebody brought up a great point to me just not long ago, and somebody texted me and they said, well, what's kind of interesting, Alan, is it's a great possibility that in particular two of those projects are going to be working together. And when you look back in time, a business such as, let's say, Amazon, right? Amazon essentially started off selling books, but then they acquired this little company, which was a competitor, this little competitor, then this competitor, and then, they ended up buying Whole Foods and this distributing company. And now they're a conglomerate that is actually, like you and I have been talking about on this channel forever, Brent, projects are going to consume other people's projects. Right. Because of stocks do it all the time. They assume their competitors, but not just their competitors, but their technology, and maybe that code is necessary for what they want to do going forward, and how it really works. It's like it's such a perfect play. This is a poor example, but kind of an example, like XRP or let's say Ripple might want to acquire both XRP and XLM and join it all together, as the XLM could be more of the retail spot purchase item, okay, at the cash register. And then, XRP being the banking thing, but all of it becoming a conglomerate, if you would. I thought it was a really great point, and it was a really great text. And I was like, man, I'm sharing that with the crew because it's a great, we seem to be getting there with the top 10 that we always talk about on this channel. And all of those are, all those top 10, I believe, are going to be at the White House Wednesday, by the way.
Friday.
Yeah, which is huge, guys, huge. Like, when's the last time in this country an industry all came together and all of them went to the White House as an industry, as a fledgling, if you will, up and coming industry, and had the White House's ear? And it was 8 or 10 of them. It's not like Mark Zuckerberg showing up and talking to everybody. That's one. It's like, this is a whole industry walking in the door and saying, we're relevant. We want to be relevant. We all want to prosper together. Let's make this happen, Prez. How do we do that? How do we make that happen? And he has as much incentive as any president I've ever seen about. He really grades his own scorecard on stock market go up, country get wealthy, more than anybody I've ever seen. Like him or not, that's it.
Throwing some comments up, man. We want to hear from the crew today, everybody. Christopher, thank you for the dono, brother. Thanks for the Caleb and Brown interview. Really appreciate you helping make my choice easier.
Christopher, love you, man.
Sure did for all of us, Dad. Thank you for doing that interview.
And that's very, very generous of you, and we appreciate those. We don't encourage them, only because Google takes a lot of it. Doesn't make any sense.
Buy yourself some tokens.
Yeah,
some coinage.
Yeah, you can almost buy a Starbucks coffee with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had some really cool points written down about my perspective on what all that means going forward. And one of the things that first came to mind was exactly what you were talking about, Brent, is liquidity into the market. We are at a time where everybody and their brother and sister thinks that stock market top. How much more can we 401 into that thing? Okay. Right. And almost everybody who's in the financial world, or people who are investing in the financial world, are yet to be in crypto. That's a floodgate that has not opened yet. And that was the most optimistic thing that I got. Not from that post, just that post, but his speech in Nashville, and Kennedy's speech in Nashville, and Senator Loomis's speech in Nashville. I mean, all of this is combining into this place of you and I get rich. The only thing left to happen here, the obvious conclusion to the whole thing is the financial world's coming to what we own, like we talk about on this channel all the time. Yeah. And it's the adoption level. When I hear people tell me, oh, well, see, Cardano's only $1. There's no way it can go to $10. It's like there's not enough dollars in the world to make that. You don't understand how this thing works. You just don't. I mean, Cardano, when I was in it last time, it went from like 4 cents we bought it at, I think, I want to say, to $3.
Yeah.
That happened, 3 years ago. People don't see those kind of returns. And when you do, Everyone in this chat understands how absolutely addictive those kind of returns are. You start looking over and you're like, well, Wall Street's giving me 5.5% for a whole year.
Yeah.
That's all you get. We get that daily.
I don't click on a chart anymore where I don't look at the entire year of returns, right?
Yeah.
Because we're all holding on for dear life. And you know, it's one thing to look at right now. The one I had to piggyback on that with, Dad, is everybody this morning, are you more excited for price go up, or are you more excited for the news of like governments, US or anybody else, starting to talk about strategic reserves? To me, it's just no brainer. It's like, whoa, whoa.
Right.
Okay, this isn't pizza coin any longer. This is
No.
this is coming to a theater near you. Very exciting news.
And to answer that in a longabout way, I'm not going to call it just Trump's idea, because it's his whole cabinet now. Okay. He'll take all the credit because that's kind of the ego the man has. But this cabinet in which he's put together, I want everybody to reflect on this one angle, right? It's not just that number go up and everybody get rich. It has a use case and an application to mankind going forward. Huge application in the unbanked, and the movement instantly of money, like you're sending a tweet. All of that, okay, is so inline use case that's going to be so important to mankind that's a revolution in itself. But there's something working in the background that a lot of people aren't. Most of the Trumper people get this, but a lot of people in the world aren't understanding this yet. We finally have a politician, like him or not, a politician that looks at his country as a company. Okay, and he says, "Okay, I've got to cut over here because it's killing me. These cost overruns are going to destroy my country. Replace the word company with country. It's going to destroy us." And you and I are fundamental money people, Austrian economics, basics, that we understand math. Okay. A lot of people that just believe in politics don't even understand math. I don't even understand how they can look at it any other way, but they do. Okay. Now, the difference between this president, unlike any other president I've ever seen in my lifetime, he says, no, we're not doing the strategic reserve just to save it. We're getting into crypto because we want to make money. We want to become a profitable nation. We want to earn money with your tax money. Okay? When you create profit with the kind of trillions of dollars that you and I put into a pool every year, and he turns that into 2 trillion, all of a sudden the weak, the poor, the misguided, all the stuff that the people want to pay for from just charging you and I for it can get paid for. Yeah. All the people that are disadvantaged, if they're truly disadvantaged or they can't find work or whatever, can be paid for because you're earning money on trillions of dollars. But my favorite thing that I've talked about on this channel since 10 years ago, I said this, okay? I said this in my life. We bring the central banking interest rate to 0. They did that already. 2-3 years ago, it was at 0, okay? And you refinance your debt as a nation at 0% interest rate. Hello, I've been saying this for a decade. Why didn't we do that, Janet Yellen? Why didn't we do that? It was on your watch. We could have not paid any interest on $36 trillion. Well, back then it was 30. We didn't have to pay any interest on it. Oh, we're just going to refinance that whole thing. And the people that get paid that interest on our debt have no rebuttal. What is their rebuttal? No, we're going to borrow 40 trillion at 0%. We're going to pay that off and we're going to spend the other 4 trillion on whatever we feel like spending it on. And we're not going to pay any interest on it. Are you good with that? Are you good with that or not? It's your Fugazi money anyway. So now we're going to play your game. We're going to your game in our lap. And then we win. It's really simple and it's so logical financially. Yet, in fact, there was an economist that came out about a year ago with this great idea. Why didn't we do that? And I was like, man, I've been saying that for 10 years. 10 years I've been preaching that. And I think this president and that council will actually do that. They'll do that.
That is my hope. That is my hope.
This is exactly what Michael Saylor's doing with Bitcoin. He's like, oh, you want to give me free money? I'm buying Bitcoin with your fake money. That's what I'm going to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard, I'm sorry, I'm rambling here, son.
You're doing great.
Just heard from an old friend of the show's. Brent and I have known him for quite a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
A man by the name of Bitcoin Ben. And his club just came out with, listen to this one, guys. It was what I've been talking about for a while now. His club just came out with, you can borrow up to $150,000 for 2 years with no payments to buy crypto.
What?
At this point, you can only buy Bitcoin. Now, you have a high interest rate and a balloon payment if you don't pay it off in 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, what's free, you got to start making payments on it. But it gives you 2 years of saying, well, is Bitcoin going to be worth more 2 years from now? Or if it doubles, I could pay the loan off and I have $150,000 worth of Bitcoin for the rest of my life. It was pretty big. Somebody sent it to me, and I don't watch a show anymore, but somebody sent it to me, and I went, oh my God, look what's happening. I've been talking about this. Banks are going to loan you money to buy crypto. Why wouldn't someone do that when your president says, I'm buying I'm promoting these 3 coins, and starting Wednesday, we're having a meeting about it.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what clicked when I read that.
And you could play it so cautiously. You could save 125, against it to pay it back and use your 25 to, it's really all you need.
Yeah.
It's really all you need.
Yeah.
I mean,
all of it's secured by Bitcoin, by the way.
My phone's absolutely blowing up this morning.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, what do we got in the chat, man? It's blown up this morning. We have everybody in here today. Gee, go figure. Was there some news? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, a few reasons, right? You're the liquidity guy, Dad, but yeah.
Yeah.
It already has.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody was following it, but China's M1 is going ballistic right now. Their money supply is going ballistic. They've got the printer going full blast. So how far behind are we? Well, first of all, we're not far behind, but Jay Powell came out 2 weeks ago and said, yeah, we're going to take the brakes off this thing. And the brakes being essentially tightening, not printing, But more than that, he was talking about on a business level, we're no longer tightening. So if you understand, like if you're not tightening any longer, it just neutral creates money. Because every time you borrow, you create new money in the system. I know most people don't know that, but it's a true fact. Every time you borrow with a credit card, you've created that money. That money did not exist prior to that moment. So when that happens, naturally, you're making more money all the time. Our system is based on debt, okay? Not paying debt off, more debt. That's how our system is built. And when he says that I'm not retracting any money, and they have by the way, it's up to almost $1 trillion now that they are ready to let loose into the market. And I've gone over this before. It's not just $1 trillion. That trillion equates to like 14 trillion because it's real money at the real place, at the real spot market price, which, as you and I know, when you put $1 in, it multiplies somewhere between 7 to 20%. So we go with 14. That's why when you see $1 trillion market in evaluations, it's actually more like $7 or $8 trillion market. It's in other words, to answer his question, yes, we're there. They're about to print a whole lot of money. They don't have a whole lot of choice. They've got to cut rates, and it's come. That time has come. There's too much unemployment. The real estate market is completely flat. Nobody's buying anything in real estate, and nobody's buying cars, and everybody's buying crypto.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, last week they were selling, but yeah.
Justin, we will see you in Vegas, brother. Cannot wait.
Come man,
we'll make sure you know where we're at.
Oh yeah, and there's going to be a lot of people in here. I've noticed 3 or 4 in here that are going to be at the proper party too in Florida.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun too.
Stir Crazy, good morning. If BlackRock and Vanguard allocate 1%, then 220 billion comes in just from them.
Yeah, and I want everybody to try and wrap their heads around, if you simply invest I'll go with 1 to 3% of retirement funds into crypto. Let's remember, it's no longer just Bitcoin anymore. That ship has sailed. I don't care if you're a maxi or not. You got to wake up out of bed one day and go, wow, man, really? The president wants those coins too? Okay, I surrender. You have to be logical enough to see the writing on the wall here. I mean, there's technology that Bitcoin doesn't do that we need in the space and humanity needs. And you have to wake up. It's to some degree. Okay. But when you look at that market share and what's going to happen at 1 to 3% of all the retirement money in the world, stupid, ridiculous amounts of just money and savings that, let's remember, God, what was the number? Anyway, baby boomers are dying at a rate. Okay. And all of that money is going to you, Brent, your generation and younger. They're not buying stocks. They're not buying gold. All you have to do is look at Robinhood and look at what Robinhood made more money on was selling crypto than stocks for the first time. And that's huge. And that's where it's all going to go. So if all that retirement money goes to crypto, think about it.
Yeah.
Multiples of 7 by those numbers, by the way. Like we just talked.
And then you look at the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, the big cats, and you say 1% sounds a little conservative for how much you'd want to capture that everybody's retirement amount, that's
Yeah, right.
that's the
And let's
dealings that I've had with those companies is been my retirements, and which I'm sure is the case with most of us. And it's, of course, they're going to want to be a part of that. They already are, but it's
and
starting.
like
It's touching everything. It's touching all
oh,
the
it is
candies.
everything. And
Crazy.
I'm really proud of Cardano as well. I mean, Cardano's big, guys, for the future of government and mankind. And the algorithm of life is what I like to call Cardano. It's fundamental to man's existence going forward, in my opinion. It's governance of how we all treat each other and the way we all interact with each other. If you don't understand what I just said about Cardano, you need to do some homework and research it. It's more than just number go up coin. It's really important to the world. Banking is huge, as we all know, and that's really XRP's game. But the governance of mankind in a fair and honest way is a noble thing to have going forward. It really is, despite what you think of the creator or one of the creators of the coin. Yeah. Man, we have everybody in here. Look at this thing's blowing up today. Gee, I don't know. There must have been news.
That's right. Thanks for giving us support when we are in the low. Thank you for giving us support in the low as well.
Yeah.
We've thrived just on what you all are giving us. Your attention gets us to be able to fuel going to Vegas and make more content and do this. We'd be doing it for free anyway still, and we are, but it's you've supported us. So thank you.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many good questions, you guys. Oh my!
I know. I kind of figured it was going to be that.
It is a great morning. Hi, Christy.
Yeah, those of you who have not checked out Zip's Tips, check that show out, guys. Really look into that.
God, I loved our show with him last week, and we talked
so good.
We talked for another hour, Dad, and I was like, he started just running on Flare, and I was like, dude, we have to I need to get fully back into that, and we need to do a serious video about that. And that is what we are going to do, because there's things like Flare out there that, if played correctly, and it sounds like our friend Zip is playing it correctly, you can just make money, and now it's getting to the point where you can convert that into XRP, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good for us.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get into more of the technical, get it done, actually use it case with Zip. Very excited to do that. He's my kind of spirit animal in that. Those are the things I get excited about in blockchain, for sure. So thank you, brother, for last week, man. It was amazing.
He and I share our stories of our sons with each other, and it's awesome.
That's cool.
He and I's love and appreciation for our sons is really cool. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm very.
I love that.
Yeah, when you hear somebody speak kindly about their children in a way that is not just, oh well, he got an A on his report card. It's like, you don't understand, Helen. Our sons are twice the men we were at that age, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm aware of that. I'm like, yeah, we're in good hands going forward, people. We are. Too many old people look at the generations below them as being the problem of the world. Wrong. I'm sorry. It's all humanity growing and creating at an incredible rate. And so glad to be part of it all.
So
What are you laughing at, Brent?
Sidetrack. I had a dream last night, and it was my dad and I were in the dream, and we're fishing in this beautiful open water. It's ocean water, and it's real choppy. And my dad's hooked something big on this rod that is not designed to hold something big on it. And he's reeling it in. This is a true story. He's reeling it in. He's pulling it up, and he's starting to set the line and give it kind of that straight tension out. And you can see it's a marlin coming. You can see its fins in the water.
Up in there.
Yeah. And he gives me the rod. And I'm like, okay, yeah, man, I got this, no problem. I'm holding it. The rod snaps.
Oh, damn it.
All we see is the rod just racing away from the shore, and I'm holding the reel and the
it just took
my dad turned to me with just a look of disdain, like, dude, what happened? And I was like, dude, why did you keep going? Why did you hand me the rod? That was the end of the dream.
We're done here.
So
that's hilarious.
We're gonna both try to not
drop to do. Yeah,
we're gonna try to not drop the rod or let it break on this thing. Luckily, I woke up, but
oh man,
wow, mothers, good luck in Vegas. Should we keep on holding? Yeah. With the coolest money emoji face I've ever seen. 50,000 IDR, mothers.
I don't know
what that even is.
I know. I don't know whether that's 20 cents or $2 million. Who knows? I have no idea.
Thank you so much. Either way,
whatever it is, yeah.
Wow, we appreciate you. We appreciate that. Yeah, it's so cool because Vegas is gearing up to. We're not going to need any luck. We're just going to need all of you and try to bring you the best show that we can possibly bring. Eat your heart out, Super Bowl. So we're coming for Vegas.
Yeah,
it's $3.
Oh, somebody calculate, Christy. It was $2.84.
Mother says it's $3. Yeah,
love it.
I love that.
So, yes, Atlantic Living. Yes, the dinar will happen, and it's going to happen soon, from what I hear. But I've been hearing that for decades, so who knows? So when this news came, prior to this news coming out, I did a show last week. And I was talking about something, and man, a lot of people took that show in a little wrong way. And I really want to go over this real quick. Mm-hmm. What I was talking about was major banking companies, corporations, the three that I named in the video, essentially are big players in the trading market of money. Okay, understand that. They're market makers. They make the money in the spread. And they make the spreads, and they push the currencies any way they want them to go, okay, in Forex, if you will. So is it manipulated? Yes. Are they going to be able to manipulate crypto going forward? Yes. Is it a bad thing that Grayscale and BlackRock and all these other companies are wanting to get an XRP I'm going to call it a derivative, an ETF is exactly what it is. It's derivative of its true self of the coin. Is it a bad thing? Because a lot of people took everything I said there as being good and bad in the video, and it was like they were either wow, that was the worst video you ever did. You're so wrong about all this. And the other people were like, oh man, that's such great, exciting news. And it's so really good. I'm so glad that we have that kind of people in the crew.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to think the way I do. Please
Mhm.
don't do that. Please make your own mind up. Please look around the YouTube and figure out the people that you resonate with and the ones that sound logical and the ones that don't, and take little bits of each one. Don't just pick up the banner of one guy who keeps bashing on this coin or loving that coin and just running with it. It's so tribal. And I've tried to avoid that on this channel as much as possible. And I keep talking about the top 10. And now look what's happening. The top 10's all going to the White House. Like, we're all in this together, man. Just because, and this is true of politicians too. I don't care what the man said. I don't really care what they did 10 years ago or 5 years ago or last year. Did they grow? Did they get more information? And did they use the information objectively to grow as a person, as a community, as a society? That's the key thing here. That's the authenticity of life, is like, I can't be wrong. No, you can be. It's not about being right or wrong. It's like I like to say, the sweet spot of life is in between being right and wrong. That place of knowledge or learning or acceptance of new thought process is the leading edge of creation of man. That's what we're doing here, guys. It's not about, my political party or my coin is being bashed right now, I must defend it at all ignorance. No, man, that isn't it. That's not growth. That's not what we're doing here. And man, I've got to tell a story. I've got to tell a story. But I want you to react to that first, Brent. Does any of that resonate with you?
I mean, yeah, my dad has been that, not just like best friend, but like somebody who thinks differently than most. He'll take different angles, and even at times when I'm like, wow, man, okay, that's, we're really stretching that out, aren't we? He's caused me to think about it and think deeper into it. And more often than not, I'm like, wow, man, guy had a really good point there. And then, a month down the road, I'm running on that point. So very happy that you've been kind of an outside the box dreamer type person, Dad. It's to our strength here on our channel talking about this kind of stuff, connecting the dots, talking about the macro picture. I'm really glad that you're that way. It's made me that way. And then you can talk about the other things that you're talking about, where it's like, dude, we're all in this together. Like, I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not more advanced. I'm my own person who's trying to appreciate and love everybody else and trying to get it right for myself so that I can get it right for people around me. And then when you want more for other people, then it's just the momentum snowball that goes down the hill. And, because of that, we have people that love us and we have people that support us. And that is momentum in our life. And it's just, every time we come on here, every time we're on this chat, it's that for us. And so, yeah, I'm glad you put those things out there, Dad, because there's comments every single week where, Alan, you're a genius, man. Thank you for helping us on. And then there's the other ones are like, dude, you're really missing the picture, man. It's like you've got both eyes down at your nose and you see the booger and you're thinking about eating it right now. So it's always, but it's balance, it's just think about it. I've worked with my dad long enough on this thing. Just think about it, look into it, check it out.
Yeah.
Not here to convince you of anything.
No.
Figure it out. Sure feels like change is right around the corner. Yeah. Thank you, Gene. Yeah, it sure does. I really like this comment too, real quick, Dad. Cisco Kid, good to see you in as always. Pick your own life-changing levels and be patient.
Yes.
Patience is its
Love that
own
post.
form of action, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
that's awesome. I have actually, that post kind of reminds me of the story, but not really, but it reminded me. We had a passing, kind of a tragic passing of Gene Hackman over the week. I don't know if you guys heard about it. I'm sure you did. I don't watch TV, but I heard about it. And I was like, wow, I have a really cool Gene Hackman story. So I was working and living, being a yacht captain in Fort Lauderdale. And right down the street, I bought this house, and it's a real fixer-upper. In fact, I had to gut the whole thing. But yeah. But so I used to go to the same hardware store. Home Depot was kind of farther away, in this little hole in the wall, old school, small town hardware store. But I liked it because they had a lot of the old stuff that you couldn't find in new, stuff. Anyway, I'm in there one day and I'm looking. There's this rack and it's got nuts and bolts, fasteners, and I'm looking through. I'm pulling through and I'm trying to fit this thing. And this old guy walks up to me, right next to me, and he says, "Hey, I can't get anything to fit this thing. You seem like you know what you're doing here. How do I get this bolt to fit a nut, And I'm like, dude, I know that voice. And I look over and I look at him. He's literally like face to face with me. And it's Gene Hackman. And I'm like, I look at him. He looks at me and he had that look of like, yeah, I'm Gene Hackman. Can you fix the bolt?
Can you help me out here, Alan?
And he was sort of testing me, like, is he going to weird out or is he going to answer my damn bolt question here, And I was like, no, man, well, here you go. And like I'd worked around and been around celebrities so much in my life already. I was like, yeah, okay, dude. He pretends to be somebody who gets paid a lot of money. Great. Good for you. Right. Good job, dude. You did well. I love that.
Professional pretender.
And I look at it and I'm looking at his bolt and I'm like, oh yeah, man, you're in a lot of trouble here, dude. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, see, that's a, let me guess. It's either German or Italian. And he looks at me and he goes, how'd you know that? I'm like, well, because I've been in that boat. Now, there's a place down the road here, and it's called Yachts International, okay? And they'll have those bolts. Nobody else in Florida is going to have those bolts. And he's like, well, how did you know that? And I go, I work on yachts. And that screw is just like the screws that come on all Italian boats or all German boats. Anytime they fasten horns in particular, they have those really fine, long screws in them. And I'm like, that thread is just it's not a normal thread. He looks at me and goes, man, how do you know all that? I was like, man, I told you I work on boats. And he goes, I got a boat. Do you want to come check it out? And I'm like, yes. Yeah. I want to go check Gene Hackman's boat out. And he's like, well, where are you going to be in like 2 hours? And I'm like, wherever you need me to be is what I wasn't trying to play fanboy or anything. And he goes, look, here's what's happening. I've got to go meet these people over here that want to do some stupid TV thing for me. And then I'm going to run over my boat. And I was like looking at him going, yeah, that sounds cool, man. I'll meet you over there. And he goes, well, I'll just give you the address. I'm like, okay. So meet me there in 2 hours. You got to remember, like, this is prior to cell phones. I know it's been a while. But we were like, oh, okay, all right, cool. I got his address. I drive up to his house, and there's a guard at the gate that says, yeah, dude, you're not coming in here. That's not happening today. And I went, oh, okay, no problem. Well, just tell him the yacht guy stopped by. Okay. And sorry, I missed him. Tell him I'm sorry I couldn't come in, but you told me I couldn't come go, although he gave me permission to go see his boat. But that's okay. No problem, man. Because I can't let you in. I'll lose my job. Da, da, da. Okay, I understood the situation. Sure. So about 2 months goes by. And I'm in that same hardware store, and in walks Gene Hackman. He comes walking up to me, like, hey, I can't believe you blew me off. And I'm like, he's telling this big story about how I didn't come see his boat. I'm looking at him like, dude remembered me. How the hell did this dude remember me? Like, you know, it was really like amazing. And I was like, hey, your guard wouldn't let me in. He was doing his damn job. You showed up, my guard wouldn't let. I said, you got to tell the dude, you know. But that's my Gene Hackman story. I know it wasn't much.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah. He's just a normal guy who buys his own bolts. I love that.
I love that.
Right? Love that about him.
One of my favorite actors. He really was. He just a character. Yeah, we lost Michelle Trachtenberg this week too. She was my age, and kind of grew up in in like my age comedies. And she was talented too. Man, Godspeed to them.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the boat, Dad?
No, it was behind his house, you know, and I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Lauderdale's like that. He lived right off the, well, if anybody of you know where the Fort Lauderdale, right off the 17th Street Causeway on the over next to Pier 66.
Let's get to the ranch here. Becky, good morning, my love.
Becky,
could we see $4 tomorrow?
Becky's the one that gave me that painting right behind my shoulder right there, which is a fisherman, fly fisherman, catching, releasing a trout is the reflection in the glasses. And that's a picture of myself and my lovely wife, Elizabeth, right there.
I love that picture.
Yeah, that was the two of us at my boss's wedding. But yeah. Becky, could we see $4 tomorrow? Sure. Why not? I don't think so, but maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think we'll have a pullback. You know what I mean? We always do. Whenever it goes up like 50%, you're going to have a pullback and a lull for a while. And then, you know, shorts start coming in. Oh, it's gone up too much. I'm going to short it.
Yeah, Cardano up 63% today. Anybody retire today? Anybody retiring after this?
The other one I wanted to point out about last week's movement. Did anyone notice that as soon as the markets closed Friday, as soon as they closed, the market started going green? Did anyone notice that? That's right. Friday afternoon, as soon as the banks closed, manipulation, it started going up. I mean, it wasn't going down anymore, right? It was so obvious. Yeah, like all of a sudden the manipulation ended. So I think the shorts will try and come in on tomorrow morning. I think. I don't know. I'm guessing. But who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Todd.
If there's any super chats in the future, you know, there might be a theme here. There might be. Right?
Yeah. Tell me. Yeah, that's Todd and Bonnie. And they've become good friends of the channel. Yeah. Love them both. Good people. Nice. We're at 276. Well, it's dropped a little bit already, hasn't it? Yep.
What's up, Brittany? Brittany was first to message me this morning.
Nice.
Appreciate it, my friend. She's like, you see what's going on here, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. I like it when, and it's funny, like what you just said, Dad, about the banks closing. Like, this seems to be landing on the weekends. Remember the last big run? It was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
There seems to be a theme there.
Yep.
Joanna, I have my daughter's senior class pictures with the group. Love you all. We love you, Joanna. Wow, she's a senior already. Yeah, go enjoy. Those are good times, man. I really liked being with my parents then. You know, it's the changing of the tide in a young person's life. Like, yes, I get out of high school, man. And it's like, oh boy. Oh boy.
The world is ahead of me.
Adulthood. Oh boy.
Those of you who want to meet Joanne, I think she's going to be in Vegas with us. She and her daughter, by the way. Yeah.
God, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping. Yeah. We're going to have quite a posse, if you will.
Yeah.
It's sort of, it's getting big. I was actually asked the other day by another YouTuber, Alan, are you considering security this year? And I was like, what? And then I started thinking about it. I was like, huh. Yeah, no, I don't think like that. My mind doesn't work like that. A bodyguard? Is that what you're talking about? Like, what do you mean, dude? He's like, well, there's going to be like over 2,000 people at this show. Aren't you worried about, something happen? I'm like, no, dude, the XRP, first of all, people that can afford a $900 ticket and I don't know, $500 to fly to Vegas and another $500 to $1,000 to stay in Vegas.
Yeah.
Are not the type that are going to whip a knife out on you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's probably not going to happen like that.
Yeah. And half of them, what's funny is half of them won't even know who we are. They will maybe be like, oh, is that guy?
I saw him.
Is that the guy with the sun? And they do the thing
it's
on YouTube or something.
They wear those stupid hats. Yeah. Back to those guys.
Yeah, big foreheads. Vision's not real great. Yeah, those guys. We had a question from Todd. Alan, can you talk over how institutional investors need $5 because any less is a penny stock and they can't invest in penny stocks, which will turbocharge more buying? Question mark.
We addressed that, a couple of months ago on this channel, that $5 is a key number for both XRP and any coin in that area for that exact reason. There's something about, it's a legal thing, obviously, with stocks, but there's something about the psychology. I was talking about, when coins, I've been talking about this a long time, but one of the things that I knew is that when the winners get picked is somewhere right around those numbers. Well, why I know, and everybody in this chat knows, that about 2 months ago, XRP was chosen. It was pretty obvious that, this isn't another pump to like we did to the 350 and then it went down to 50 cents again. This is an adoption number. This is people in the back, because there was no reason for the XRP to go up and be the number 3 coin. There was no reason for it. The public didn't jump in and just buy XRP. It was fundamentals that bought it. It was banking institute. It was people in the background. And it was all those people On the latter half of that number, I'm going to say when it broke $1.50 to bringing it to $3 that we got to, the latter half of that was people that already own crypto that went, oh, I don't have any of that. I better buy some of that. So his question really is about the $5 mark and institutional. I don't think a lot of that is going to be going forward is going to be an issue because crypto is a whole different ballgame for number one. For number two, trading isn't what it used to be. People that trade online now through Robinhood and the rest of it, they don't play by those old rules anymore. That game is done. And if I were in the penny stock market, I probably would have retired already and gotten into crypto for sure. And I know that's not his question, but it's a great question. It will turbocharge buying, in my opinion. So to answer the question, anything over $5 is now a legitimate feel. Somebody goes, oh, it's not 50 cents. Why is it 50? Only 50 cents. It's not worth anything.
Right.
And I talked about one of my favorite when I was, studying from my Series 7, I was going to classes at night. And the night school that I went to, the professor that taught them, brilliant man, I talk about it all the time. He would always say, I never buy a stock that is not within 5% of its all-time high. That is a fundamental knowledge of old money. You don't buy the limping horse at the racetrack. That's just the way they see it. They bet on the top horse to win. That's how they look at it. And if your horse hasn't been winning, they're not betting on it because they don't care to hit home runs. They want to make sure they get the money back.
Yeah.
That's their thing. That's their knowledge base. So I don't know. I blew that whole question, but I love you anyway.
That was good. We kind of talked about this earlier. Why didn't the tweet mention Bitcoin and Ethereum the first time, included with XRP, Solana, and Cardano? DAA, it just feels like it was an assumption that Bitcoin and Ethereum would be on the books, is how it was written to me. That's how it read.
Me too. That's why he said including.
Yeah, including.
I thought. Yeah.
TWB. It's the Bitcoin maxis that hang around the day after their conference in Vegas. When ours starts, you might need to watch. A little spicy award today. I like that. I like that, DWB. Let's cook, baby. We're gonna have both. We're gonna have both. We're gonna have both groupings of humans there. That's gonna be cool. And then there's gonna be Alan and Brent, who are like right there in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Trying to stay big picture. We're trying, guys.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do what counts to 5 straight days of 12 hours a day talking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that's going to go for this old guy. I don't know.
We're going to do some healthy things. Like this year, I'm not going to drink, like that could be a healthy thing that we could do. And then we're not all up all night yammering on, and on and on. And on it goes, like Jack Johnson would say. But there's also, there's ideas, Dad. It's percolating. We're not gonna come out with voices, but we're gonna do good.
Yeah.
This
right here.
There's that many people that are going to want to talk to us. And I also see what you're saying, Dad. Everybody who's coming there that just wants to hang out. It's like, man, we're going to hang out. We want to talk to you. We want to get to know you. So that will be where the majority of the energy is spent. Um, that's just how these things go.
We're going to be we're going to do the 3 days of the Bitcoin show, which is what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, correct? And then Thursday. No, is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Bitcoin. Yeah. And then we're going to be Friday, Saturday XRP show.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be.
Our party's on Thursday night. Is that correct?
Yeah, but our party is invite only. But if you're in our chat group, you're probably invited. But it's going to be an RSVP because it's limited space.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely get a hold of us.
Bring in the honey and lemons, Todd. Got it. Yeah, midday naps is.
And we're also doing, we have VIP tickets, Brent, for both shows, actually. But
backstage passes with Alice Cooper.
Yeah, backstage. Yeah. I really, really think this. I know we're all XRP people in here, but this Bitcoin show is going to absolutely be ballistic. I've heard numbers already of what they've sold, and I'm like, they're even talking about not selling any more tickets.
Wow.
It's going to be huge. And I mean, Nashville was huge last year, but I VIP is probably already sold out, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Craziness.
We're gonna keep going to these things, Tony. So we hope to run into you in one.
Yeah. Did anyone see the interview with I never watch his stuff, but Rogan with Elon a few days ago?
I haven't seen the one a few days ago.
I saw a few snippets somebody, put together of it, and I was like, oh my God, I don't believe he just said that. Like, we're living in a different time here, guys. We really are. There's a lot of revealing about what we've spent money on in this country worldwide that is really coming to light. I hope everyone understands what that all means to mankind going forward. I don't care what your political party is. The corruption of the taxation of all people on this planet is corrupt. All of it. Like, there's not an honest country politician that said every single penny of the dollars that we taxed went to the appropriate place. Not a single country.
No.
That should just be enough for everybody in mankind to go, whoa, step back. Because there's enough money for everything if we do it right. And it's just sad to me to hear a lot of people I'm related to that are just, they want to like imprison Elon and for what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are they? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I've never shot back at my aunt's dad, but man, I came close recently. Came close. Like,
they just listen to a different news feed.
I can't spend my time on that. I can't.
This is it right here, guys. Cisco. They are drunk on our money, and they have no accountability. And what's his name? The great economist put it the best. Oh, it's terrible. I'm not going to remember his name. Friedman said, it's one thing to spend your own money. It's one thing to spend your boss's money. But when you're spending money that isn't yours on people you don't know, there's nothing in your mind that says you have to do it evenly. You're spending money that isn't yours on somebody you don't even know. Like that tells you, that leads to, well, I know somebody who could use this money that I'm not accountable for. I'm going to give it to them instead. That's what that leads to. And it's not right, man. It's just not right. I don't live like that. You and I can't live like that. We can't charge people a fee for not doing a service. We just can't, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if we could, but we don't, can't. Yeah, no, I heard that part. This part. And when you look at the interview and you look at Rogan and you look at Elon, and they both had the look of fear in their eyes, like, yeah, we're getting in real deep here, guys. And the people, you know, who have the purse strings don't like us tugging on them. Yeah. He wasn't kidding. He was like, dude, they're going to try and kill me. It's that bad, you know?
God.
Yeah. Not good, man. Not good.
No.
In fact, he was even talking before the election, like, look, if we don't win, my life's in jeopardy. Remember him saying that multiple times. It's like, if we don't win this thing, I'm in deep trouble. Like, they're going to be in charge and they're going to remember what I've been saying in this campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. You know, not good at all. Yeah. B-Man, I know you were trying to get out of here. I want to say this about Wednesday.
What do you got?
I want everybody to be a participant as much as you have the time to do on Wednesday, because I think it's going to be really big. And the more we like it and click on it and watch it and participate in the whole event, even on a social media level, means a lot. And they look at those kind of numbers. So it's really important to us going forward as a striving industry to have its support. And I think it's going to be an incredible week for all of us. The prices are going to go up and down. It's not just going to go up all week. Don't get disappointed when it goes down. There's forces that are anti-crypto, period. They just are, because it cuts their profit margin out. And everybody as a business entrepreneur or a business that's been in power for many years does not want to give profits away. They just don't want that. And by you and I doing cheap transactions for all of mankind, that cuts into their wallet. So we're gonna get feedback on this, you know. So just remember, it's going to go up and down. It's going to be a volatile month, but I really see March being one of the bigger deals here, guys. It's happening.
It's happening. It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited for all of us, man. We're in on something that is a solid accountability system. And we've put so much care and effort into it. And we've talked about it with our loved ones and our friends enough that now your government officials are having to listen and having to, you know, put forward, and it became unpopular to not do so. And so for all the effort that you all have put into this and how much you have held on, that's why Al and I are here. It's our favorite thing that we have said to each other, I think, about the channel. It was the only thing I wrote down in my Vegas book last year. If I could stay in the lane and you continue to resonate, 10 years down the road, you helped me hang on. That's what we want to hear, is that whatever it is, whether it's your investments or you know, you making up with your kid or something, or loving each other, or having the encouragement to start your own business, your own thing. Um, we want to be there to support you and to help you along, just like you have with us. This is a family thing. So we're excited to be here with you guys. Excited for this week, excited for this year. So thankful and happy that we all got a really good morning of news with all of this. It's really exciting. Excited to be here with you.
Christy, email me again, okay? I know you probably already have twice, but I'm sorry, I get a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Life with Glee 2, you are winning. I love that. To it. That sounds like a blast. Anyway, everybody else in here too, we love y'all. Frankie Sanchez, yep, safe travels to all. B-Man, I tried to get you out here at an hour, but we're running over.
No, we're great, man. We got to be
Okay.
on here. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's been a great meeting for all crypto people.
Love you guys. Love you, Dad.
Thanks, B-Man. Love you too, son.
Be good, everybody. Have a great week.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you Sunday.